Hey everyone on YouTube, Bees the Trade here. Um, so I guess I don't know where I left off because literally I lost my mind. I was posting way more vlogs than I could keep track of, so just went ahead and started off with 30. So we're on 31 now. Um, the it's I'm not gonna do the whole Star Trek thing. I'm just gonna say, hey, I think it's March 5th at pretty much the middle of the night. So there you go. So I wanted to talk today about. I blew my entire day on just trying to get dating advice, basically. Um, what's going on with this war, this gender war? I'm glad it finally came, though. It's just getting stupid out there. But um, so that's pretty much what I'm going to talk about today. I hope I don't make it too fucking long, But the first thing I wanted to say is the thing that bothers me the most is the phrase, "but I just met you." Here's why the fuck it bothers me, okay? I'm just saying, like, I didn't even, before I even found my dog, I didn't even know that I could love. I didn't even I was questioning whether I was even freaking capable of it. Because I would tell my friends about my ex-wife and they'd be like, I don't know, that doesn't sound a whole like love to me, dude. I'm not sure she really loved you. Um so anyway, I look back at it, she must have, dude, because you know, it's just but anyway, that's a whole other fucking story. We're not this is the thing, It, uh so I just met you. And what was that one? There was a video somewhere that was just hilarious. It was like a guy that just asked a woman out on the street, and she goes, "But I just met you." I'm like, isn't that how it's supposed to work? I mean, how else do you get people's phone numbers? You have to meet them, right? Oh man, it's like planning a date, going out on a date, and going, I don't know. You want to go on another date? And she goes, I don't know. I just met you. I don't know, dude. It just seems stupid to me. It's the stupidest phrase I've ever heard of in my life. And I think it just stems from a natural reaction in some people where they don't want to, they have like real commitment issues, like, or something. I don't, this is the thing is, as far as what I was looking at was, it all still seems to be sort of opinion. Like everybody's, they got their dating opinion. There's no real right or wrong way that it works. It's just all opinion, you know. And I'm just like, well, I haven't heard of one just like totally different than the others. All I'm saying, it's all like, oh, well, be friends with the woman and get to know the woman. I'm like, why do you want to get to know the woman? I don't want to get to know the woman. Before I even fucking have sex with her, I need to take her for a test drive. She's gonna be like a pillow princess, dude. You know. I'm just saying, dude. Yeah, go ahead. Shriek at the test drive word, but this is the thing that people don't get. Okay, like, once you have sex, that should be your commitment to stay with that person for the rest of your life. I'm just saying, dude. That's the way it should be. It's like it's stupid. It's like that should be. That's all you need, really. You know what I mean? Shit just always goes awry, and nobody trusts anybody anymore. And it's like, I just met you. The whole fucking "I just met you" thing. I'm just saying, like, when I found my dog, out here in the desert. You know what I mean? That'd be like, I don't know. It's the thing is people are just full of shit and they have no promises and nobody's ever even genuine anymore. And I get that. I looked up my archetype. Okay, I knew they were going to start labeling us, dude. You know what I mean? They were just going to start fucking fitting us in categories, and AI was going to come up with it and shit. I just knew it was going to come. But I guess it's like the innocent. So I'm not really being like, and they say, oh, you can have multiple archetypes or some shit. So I guess I'm not really being 100% myself, but it's all like idealism. It's like my moral compass guides my way. Okay. I look at the picture of it and I go, which way is probably correct? You know, I take that into extreme consideration. Okay. And that's how I know I'm not a narcissist. Because I'm not trying to trample over anybody, okay? Now, I was listening to this guy that was, inspiring or something like that. I mean, he was inspiring. He was. But he was just like, put all repercussions aside, fuck everything. Just go out and do it. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, honestly, I'd start a criminal enterprise. If you really want to get down to it, but but you see what I'm saying? It's just like it's the whole like, that's where our attitude comes from. Is it stems from this human nature thing, and I just go against human nature. I say I can do it. I can return to innocence. I know I can do it. But yeah. So back to it. Yeah, going out on a date should be like if you go out on like 3 dates or even 2 dates, you know what I mean? That means the dude accepts her and says, "Hey, I want to proceed on with this. You look like I could probably, deal with you for the rest of my life." It's like, deal with you. I don't know, dude. There was a great joke on there too today that was like, was a comedian. He's just like, what does it say? It's like men want, don't want to be alone, or something like that. So it was something like that. It was the concept of we want women in the dwelling. We want them somewhere around in the house. We don't really want them next to us all the fucking time yakking at us. We just want us somewhere, but I don't know, dude. Yeah. So I spent my whole fucking day on social media, and I'm gonna take my fucking meds and get off of this one because it's too much, man. But like I said, it all seems to be opinions right now. There's some things that just are stupid. I just don't understand that. I mean, by the time I get to know somebody, I don't really want to be with them. It's like, I don't know, dude. It's like at that point I put up with enough of their shit that I'm just like, I think I'm better off alone. But then again, I only meet like really toxic women, and women are very spoiled from validation, and they all think that they're deserving of this perfect Prince Charming or some damn thing. I'm not saying I'm in the best position in life. Like, honestly, it was probably, comes down to I'm more dependent on a woman. You know what I mean? But the freaking foundation's there. I've got the skeleton. I've got everything I need in life. To feel complacent. That's farther than a lot of women ever get. Like 99% of women. Oh man, that was another one. They were sitting there and they're talking about it was just like a podcast talk show thing, and there's a woman sitting there and there's like 3 men, and the guy plays a clip of a comedian who goes, yeah, so anyways, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, Adam's sitting there going, man, look around, we get food whenever we want, anything we ever need, it's just right there. And then the woman goes, yeah, but I want more, or something like that. It's just like enough is never enough, you know? Yeah. The video is called something like why women are all destined to be unhappy or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, dude. It's getting silly, dude. You know, enough is never enough when I'm putting out like 100%, and I'm getting back to the point where I'm just thinking about that, like the whole concept of it. What I was saying in the beginning. When I got my dog, like, that's like this, the first date, you know what I mean? After the first day, it's like the first date, like with my dog. That's like I'm already figuring out what I'm gonna do with them. You know what I mean? I found them on my property. I'm gonna figure out what to do with them. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get him, get him to the vet and get him checked to see if he has a chip. That's just, that's the first thing. That's like talking on the phone. Are we going to even go on this date, Let's set up a date and time. I go to the vet, and like the first day after that, you know what I mean? When I figured out he's not chipped, I could either keep him and, whatever, or, I could try to make an effort to put, a lost dog sign out. But really what happened was somebody abandoned him in the fucking desert. But he found me, and all I'm saying is there comes a point in commitment where, yeah, we just met, but I'm committed, I mean, nobody's even talking about LTRs anymore, dude. What is an LTR? A long-term relationship, right? Fucking nobody even talking about that shit anymore. They just want to get their dick wet, I don't know. I think as men mature, they want an LTR, and as women are younger, they want an LTR. So it's a very conflicting. I mean, if you look at the whole picture of everything, everything's pretty much opposite. Everything's sort of conflicting. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I don't know shit about love. Don't listen to me 100%, but I'm just giving you new ideas, things to think about, I mean, from what I heard back in the day was, if you go on 3 dates, you're going to have sex. And at that point, you're pretty much committed to marriage, or at least, giving her a ring, is whatchamacallit, what do you call it? Engagement, right? And then, from the engagement, you can kind of figure out 100%. So, there's steps, in which a man has to question whether he wants to proceed, down that. But that's the whole I want to have a family thing. And, honestly, anybody with intelligence these days doesn't want to have a family. I mean, your financial aside, the fact that it's going to take your at least one life savings per child. Besides that fact, it's a shitty world, dude. I wouldn't curse life on anybody. If I had to live, some people want to live. If they were asked that question, would you like to live life again? They would say, "Oh yeah, I would live life over." With your memory erased. I'm like, no thanks, dude. I don't want to come back to this planet. This isn't a good one. People try to freaking go. It just seems to me, I don't know. Everybody's got their own perception of reality. My perception of reality is it's pretty much we're all slaves, and the government is like our overlords, and they're just trying to run the whole fucking thing into the ground. So nobody's trying to really fix it. So it's more like, passing the shit buck onto your, onto somebody else, when you have a kid. Because nobody really wants to die alone. It's much better to have, at least the idea. I mean, because obviously your kids can die before you. That does happen sometimes, but, Uh, but anyways, I don't know, man. I'm mostly just rambling, but I'm just saying it just seems like the commitment these days is just totally discarded, you know. Um, I will put up with a lot of shit after I have sex with a woman before I just say I can't do it anymore. uh, the thing is I have this, this innocent archetype or whatever, um, and I'm kind of comfortable there. I don't get a whole lot done every day. I'm not ambitious, but um, you could ask any of my friends, they say "fuck you" to me, and I don't say anything back. you know, I and then there's people on YouTube saying, "Oh, as a man, you should control your temper even more," and never even get frustrated. And I'm like, but then you really don't. It doesn't show that you really give a shit about the relationship either, right? But I get it. It's the whole giving negative attention, and if they're sinking attention, they're gonna keep acting badly. If you get frustrated, if you go, why are you blowing up at me over nothing? Arguing over absolutely nothing. Freaking Dane Cook had a good joke back in the day with the jelly. Get the fucking jelly, you twat. Anyway. Anyways, yeah, I get frustrated, but I'm pretty good at controlling my temper. It's just, the last chick I had was like, you're always, I felt so like you were ignoring me all the time. And I'm like, I don't even have a job. I'm sitting there next to you in bed all friggin' day. The only time I'm really away from you is when I'm cooking you meals. I don't even like cooking meals. I made 3 meals a day. I made sure for her for a while, But this is all I'm saying. I give my all, and it's just like, I think women break down if they're that archetype, There's something beneath that. I think men can sustain it longer. And she's like, "You're always so perfect," and I'm like, I don't know. I just follow logic and do things right. Like if you can prove me wrong, or mention a time I was mean to you. She can never, ever mention a time I was really, truly mean to her, Because I remember there was only one time where I actually raised my voice at her in anger, I know how to do it. It's just I never do it. I'm always frustrated. And she mistook that for yelling. Like, being frustrated is not yelling. That's a man seeking understanding. Oh man, trying to figure out what he needs to do, to make you happy. That's what a man is doing when he's frustrated. Anyways, I guess we're not even supposed to get frustrated. There was one video about a guy with kids, but he was married, so I get that. You know what I'm saying? If you're married and you got kids, and you're a man, you have to, on a whim, you have to be ready to just lay it all down. It sucks. I mean, according to God, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she goes, I need a break. I need to leave for a while. I need to go to a motel. You're just like, okay, yep, I can handle that. Yeah, okay, no problem. You've been working hard. You go do that. There's no what? Why? What did I do? Did I do something? It must have been me. I must have done something because I'm accountable. But anyway. Oh man. Anyways, yeah, we're moving off. We're trying to get to the end of this video, but yeah, I don't know. I blew a day on social media. Didn't really come up with a decent answer, I think the journey started on how to date a woman, or how to find women looking for long-term relationships, and it all sort of just kind of went downhill from there. I'll tell you, I've known this chick for like a year, and by the time she was like, ready for a relationship, I guess, Uh, I was just too frustrated trying to figure everything out. I didn't even want to know. So yeah, it's just you know, there's something about fucking on the first date, it's just trying to wing it, I think somebody said that they were extremely turned off by the guy saying, I don't know, I'll come over, we'll chill, and we'll figure it out from there. uh, um I'm not saying I don't know, I don't know what to think anymore. Maybe just moving it together, just giving it a whirl is probably the best thing. Because the thing is everybody changes through these changes. And I don't know if they need time to adapt or not, if that actually changes the outcome of anything. I mean, I guess experts will probably tell you it does, but I don't know, man. I just know it probably doesn't matter how long a man is with a woman. The second they get married, shit changes. I just guarantee it. We were together 30 freaking years, something like that. I bet there's stories out there. We were together 30 years, I knew her like the back of my hand. We were life partners. And then we got married. Things changed. I just guarantee it, dude. It's the stages, man. You gotta fly through the freaking stages, Make a couple runs around that home base, as fast as you can. I don't get why everybody's taking it so fucking slow. Like they got all the time in the world to burn, and men have more time to burn than women because, we tend to kind of, mature with age and kind of sustain on our own and just kind of make it by, and if everything falls apart, we can put it back together. But women, man, I don't know, man. They just seem like they're getting more and more jaded as time goes on. Just mean. Can't help but be mean, man. But maybe there's one out there for me. I guess that's what the positive thinking people think is. There's the one out there for everyone. But yeah, it's getting springtime, so I'm giving those things thoughts. But at the same time, I'm still more in more debt than I'd like to be. So all right. Well, anyways, that's it for number 31. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed watching. Or listening to me ramble. And drop me a like or a subscribe. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, and stay safe, stay sane, and I hope everyone has a complacent rest of the night.